critique hot dog.
Under my bed.
Get out. Just kidding. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Comfort Level Podcast. I'm Maddie, and I'm here with
Brando.
Sam.
Jill.
Right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone.
I know. Why? Why?
You said that you would treat me right, but it was just a waste of time.
Yo, you know who I've been listening to all day? Shaka Khan.
For real?
Through the Fire. Literally on repeat. I've not stopped playing it all day.
This is like the second week we've done this, isn't it?
We do it all
JoJo.
the time. It's like it's getting to the point.
And JoJo is why I've been singing Shaka Khan, because JoJo did a cover of Through the Fire.
Mm.
She killed it, but I was like, I need to hear Shaka do it.
Yeah.
And then Shaka did, and I was like, this is the day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't work. I bumped it to the dentist. I bumped it to therapy. It's it. I think it's because it's rainy too. It just felt good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like to listen to like rap, like boom bap, like
Boom bap.
Boom, bap.
yeah, like old school rap on rainy days. But not like old school, like
Power ballads on rainy days.
power.
Shaka Khan, Michael Bolton. I'm listening to Michael Bolton on a rainy day.
The way he keeps mentioning Shaka Khan.
I'm in love with this woman. You don't know how it's made me feel. My heart is beating.
Relax.
Okay.
It's not that serious.
It is really that serious. If your audience
If Shaka watches this video.
exit this video right now, turn on the Shaka Khan video. She looks amazing. She's singing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Unsubscribe from us if you don't like Shaka Khan.
Okay, Sam, if you keep telling people to do all this stuff, I'm going to have to ask you to leave or get out. Like this first story. Husker just hyping us up.
But I'm serious, I don't want you as a fan if you don't like it.
The breath.
Yeah, it hit me
kicking,
like a
ain't it?
shotgun today. I said, "Oh, okay."
Came in like a rushing wind.
Smelled like never before. Okay, so this first story is, am I the asshole for losing it on my wife after she told my son to get out of the picture at my stepdaughter's birthday? I'm really struggling here, and I'm starting to feel like I'm losing my mind. I think I'm being gaslit. So what's a better place to get some clarity than Reddit? I've been married to my wife for 8 years, and on the whole, we have a good relationship. She has 4 kids, 2 daughters, 2 sons, ages 11 through 16, from a previous relationship, and I have 1 son who's 10. Since day one, I've treated her kids as my own and done my best to support the family. Financially, it's a big load, but I'm happy to do it. We live together in a 5-bedroom house where each of her daughters has their own room. Her oldest son has his own, and her youngest son shares a room with my son. The main issue, and what's tearing me apart, is how she treats my son. She barely acknowledges him, rarely asks how he's doing, and generally acts like he is invisible. Tonight, it hit a breaking point. We were celebrating her daughter's 11th birthday, and everyone was gathered to sing and take pictures. I told my son to get in with a group for a picture, which seemed fine, but then right after the group photo, my wife looked at my son and told him, "Get out of the picture, move to the side, I want one with just my kids." I felt like my heart shattered at that moment. I completely lost it. I told her that we're supposed to be a blended family and that my son deserves to be treated like one of her own. I feel like she's drawing lines between her kids and my son, and it just doesn't sit right with me. For context, my son's biological mom passed away 2 years ago, supposedly from COVID complications, though she had a history of drug problems that may have worsened things. My son only has my wife now as a mother figure. I'm terrified that this rejection from her is going to hurt him deeply and cause psychological damage. Am I asking too much for her to treat him like part of the family? I don't want to be overreacting, but the way that she flat out ignores him is painful to witness. Am I the asshole for expecting her to step up and include him?
Not at all.
Sir.
Bare
Sir.
minimum. Should be done.
You know. Mm-mm.
I think me and Brandon had a situation very recently.
Yeah.
Oh.
a little more.
That
But to be fair, before you get started, I had nothing to do with it.
But you're complicit. You didn't speak up.
I did.
And if you don't speak up, then you're
Part of the problem.
You're part of the Jill preach over here.
Hey, cousin.
So we went to a family thing at Brandon's house, invited by Brandon's mom, my aunt, my family member.
We love Auntie.
And a lot of the people were on her side of the family, so a lot of her cousins. And Brandon was there. We had Aaron was there, hopefully future person on the show. And at the end, they're like, let's get a picture. She's like, I want a picture of everybody. But she was like, you and Aaron sit out. I want a picture with, because this was all her side of the family. So we were like, okay. She's like, I'm going to get a picture of all of them and then we'll get you two in for another picture. She proceeds to take like 4 or 5 pictures, right? And then gets everybody dispersed and everyone walks away. And me and Aaron just like,
Brandon, would you like to add anything here?
I was like, I was confused also. I looked at Sam like, because he was just like, huh. And I was like, what? I really wish. Wait, do you think I should call her? Should we settle this now?
We should settle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should settle it.
Tell us your
Just
side.
let her know that she's on the podcast.
Let's get her thoughts on this.
In the meantime, Sam, how did that make you feel?
Well, we've always had a running joke that my aunt doesn't like me, but it's usually me like antagonizing her and then saying she doesn't like me.
And she like plays along.
Yeah, she plays along. But this was the first unprompted by me where I didn't do anything and she excluded me from the family. So
It hurt a little bit, huh?
no, it made me happy because now I have a real legitimate thing to bring against her.
This is your villain origin story?
I think it is.
Okay.
And when I see her on this cruise, I'm going to terrorize this woman on this cruise. I'm going to terrorize her.
Hopefully she answers. She didn't answer. Okay, that's awkward. But I was going to say, when it initially was happening, I was like, Sam, come into the living room. We're all taking a picture. So I had no idea. So then when I get in the picture, I'm like, wait, where's Sam at? And then I see him come around the corner. And I was like, oh. I said, wow. Look, that's whatever.
Because
my
what
mom,
happened when he came around the corner?
I looked at him and I was like, oh, I thought he was
She had already told me and Aaron before that.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was like, Sam, let's go into the living room, take pictures. I went somewhere else and I was in the living room by then. We take the picture and then I just see Sam come around the corner. I just thought he was somewhere I couldn't see. And so when he walks up, I was like, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Tragic.
And then he locks eyes with me.
Tragic.
And the other guys, they're like, they don't know me. They don't care if I'm in the picture or not. Because one of your cousins, I think when I looked at him when he was taking a picture, he's like, he did one of these. He was like, you wish you could be in this picture.
Yeah.
I get this story to be ostracized from your family. It doesn't feel good. It hurts.
So
It's the fact it happened 2 times.
It's happened twice.
specifically about this story, because I will say it's just a teensy bit different.
Yeah.
I do feel like what Brandon's mom did, okay, addressing Sam still,
Yeah.
I guess it's different.
I feel like since there's only like 1 or 2 people that weren't going to be in the photo, you shouldn't be like, hey, pop out of the photo really quick. You know, like there's only 1 or 2 people, even though it's your side of the family, you should be like, yeah, you come on, it's okay to join us
Right.
for a photo.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a few times where in the past for like Thanksgiving or something, I invited like literally one friend over because they didn't have a place to celebrate.
Yeah.
And we took pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And they took pictures with us because it's weird to be like, hey, one person.
That'd
like
be
if
wild.
there's like multiple different types of families, like cousins and siblings, where it's like, we're just going to get the siblings. That's fine because
Yeah.
the majority of the people are out of the photos.
Exactly.
But when it's 1 or 2 people, it's like, okay. So with OP, a blended family, people are like, finally, get to this.
The actual
Yeah.
story that we wanted to hear.
With OP, a blended family, you guys have been together for a while at this point. For her to say to your son's face, like, I just want a picture with my kids, is a horrible feeling and horrible experience. And I'm happy that that makes you upset because hopefully that means that that's something that you're definitely going to bring up. Did she say he brought it up or he was like just annoyed to do it?
I hope he did. And
Um,
I think it's crazy that he didn't notice this until now. Because there's no
he did
way
bring it up.
that they got married and he didn't notice that she like treated his kid differently.
Yeah.
Was he too blinded by what he had with her to
Probably.
notice that she treated her 4 kids differently than his 1 kid?
And I wonder if maybe giving her the benefit of the doubt, he thought that it was going to change over time.
Yeah.
Which, especially maybe with blended families and stuff, it would probably be an even bigger green sign to like see. I don't know if necessarily them not being super close, like around the time they got married, is a red flag, but a green flag would be your spouse trying really hard to
Making
include
efforts.
them.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know.
Especially for a child.
Mhm.
For real. Because my family is a blended family. My dad had 2 kids. My mom had 1 kid. And I'm the only kid that's between them. So all of our family photos, everyone's
You're the
in
only
there.
one in it.
No, I wish.
You're like, this is the only real kid.
I wish. No.
I know blended families are common. I think they're harder because you have to make sure you're being respectful of everyone. You're like, we are one family, and treating it any other way is going to breed resentment between anybody. If I know I have friends who have like, they have kids with one person and then they get in another relationship, and you can see it where like they might not like the old baby daddy, so they're treating the kid a different way.
Yeah.
Like, why? This kid has nothing to do with it, and your resentment is going against the kid, and that doesn't work for the kid. The kid's going to like act out. The kid's going to do stuff because they're like looking for love, basically, because they're like, why do my siblings get that love and I'm not receiving the same thing? I hate it when it happens to kids.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth having a conversation because I did go back and he did say that he brought it up and he was like, we're supposed to be a blended family, like bringing up all that other stuff. I think it's good that he's catching it now, whether he got it before or not. And it's enough for them to have a serious conversation to see if that's something where it's, because it is going to affect his son. He's right about knowing that his son is going to have some type of psychological issues coming out of this, feeling like the black sheep of the family, and it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah.
But he's the youngest?
He's just the only son.
Was it her kids, not his kids? Biological kids?
It was his biological son that she said she wanted to
Yeah,
photo
but her kids, were those just...
Yeah, those were her kids.
But
just
not
hers.
his biological.
Yeah, they're all separate.
Yeah.
She brought 4.
So that's exactly, it's different to me. Well, I feel like it's more common when like 2 people get together, one person has kids and one person doesn't, and then they have kids together and then they treat the other one. But you bringing separate kids too, you would feel like I wouldn't want you to treat my kids different because they're only my biological. So it's like that's weird that she's treating the son like that when she's like, I also have kids that are not yours. I would want you to treat my daughters like respectfully and like they're part of the family. That's disappointing to me.
And I know it hit a little different for him, especially since he doesn't have his own mom around anymore. Because he could be perfectly fine, like, oh, it's just my dad's wife.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I got my own mom. But she's literally the maternal figure in his life.
Right.
So he's not getting that connection that he needs. Especially depending on his age, the connection that he needs for his development in general. So, terrible
It
woman.
felt like gatekeepy, like like she's like holding off all the emotions. So I don't like that's icky because
it's icky, very icky.
The whole psychological, like he's gonna have to get therapy if it like gets worse than that.
So top comment, you need to remove yourself and your son from this toxic environment. I cannot imagine the hurt he has endured and the damage she's already done to him. And then somebody responded to that and quoted it, the damage she's already done to him. And they said, it's revealing that OP had to tell his son to join the group for the photo. It's heartbreaking that he knew that his father's new family wouldn't want him to be in their family photo. After years of living together, OP even observed that his wife generally acts like he's invisible. Imagine living with somebody like that even as an adult. It's an all but explicit expression of your presence annoys me and I want you to go away. That by itself is clearly abusive. And if that's how she treats his son when he's around, I'd hate to imagine how she treats the kid when he isn't. So yeah, I must have, when I was reading it, I must have like didn't retain a lot of that information, because if she definitely was already doing that before, that's a really big issue. And yeah, it's
that should be like a number one thing if you have a kid and you're getting with someone, like
how do they treat your kid?
Yeah, they like my kid at least, and they treat them well, because you're important to me, kid.
I guess there's some critiques to work out.
Yeah,
like this next
story.
Thank you for catching it.
Am I the asshole for refusing to cook after my boyfriend tried to critique my cooking with a literal PowerPoint presentation?
Don't marry that man, because he's thorough. He's thorough.
You know, sometimes
All
it's
Jill
like,
can do is laugh.
sometimes him, I'm like, yeah, like I'm with you on that, because it's sarcastic. I can't even sarcastically agree with that. That's crazy.
Sometimes Sam's sarcastic takes make me sick.
Oh my gosh. The way you said, I'm like, oh, that's not a transition. Like, that was just her genuine. Usually she says things like that when she's trying to transition, but she just did that.
She did that in their transition voice.
I just
You didn't like that one?
No.
Okay.
I need more details.
Yeah, because I love those TikToks where it's like friends doing
the PowerPoint.
I
Yeah.
love those. I'm like,
It's
I would
hilarious.
love to do that.
But it depends on how the PowerPoint went.
Yeah.
If he was like very mean with it.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for refusing to cook after my boyfriend tried to critique my cooking with a literal PowerPoint presentation? So this happened a few days ago, and I'm still trying to process it. For context, I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend, 30 male, for about 2 years. We live together, and I've always done most of the cooking because I genuinely enjoy it. He claims that he can't even boil water without setting off the smoke alarm.
Ooh.
The other night, I made one of our favorite meals, and while we were eating, he got a weird smirk on his face, and then he said, "You know what? I've been taking notes." I laugh, thinking he's joking, but then he says, "No, really, I made a presentation." Still, I thought it was a joke until he got up, connected his laptop to the TV, and opened a PowerPoint titled "Improving Our Home Dining Experience."
Oh my God.
I was in disbelief as he went slide by slide critiquing my dishes. Slide 1, too much garlic. Slide 2, pasta consistency.
No
Slide
way.
3, more salt, less sass.
Ooh.
The kicker was slide
Ass
8,
out.
which was just a photo of Gordon Ramsay face palming with the caption, "What he'd think." I was stunned. I told him if he had such detailed opinions, then he should cook himself. He tried to backtrack, saying it was all in good fun and that he was just trying to help, but I wasn't laughing. I haven't cooked since, and now he's been living off of cereal and takeout. He's sulking, saying I'm overreacting, and ruining the joke. So Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to cook after my boyfriend presented me with a PowerPoint critique of my cooking? And then there's an update.
No. I take back everything I ever said. He is very much an asshole.
Yeah.
And I think already reading the story, Sam said that joke, and I said,
More salt, less sass is diabolical.
yeah.
Put him
Especially
under the
because
jail
he
for
can't
that.
cook.
Real.
Yeah.
He can't cook.
That's that hurts it even more, because I'm like, he has you don't have skill, you don't have talent. What
No
are you,
skin in the
consistency.
game.
what are you critiquing
Sir.
on? It'd be different if he was like actually a cook. It would still be bad, but I'm like, at least you have some knowledge.
Not
Yeah.
even boiling water like
you can't
that.
boil water. Nick.
Like,
Nick, can you boil water, Nick?
Nick.
not being able to boil water is
Crazy. He can't even make a pack of noodles on the stove.
But at that point, I just feel like that's a lie. You don't know how to boil water. It's not cooking. Boiling water is not cooking. I feel like that's that type of, what's the word that we love to say?
Weaponized.
Well, that could have
Weaponized
been her
incompetence.
exaggerating.
But I feel like he's a
He
funny
said
guy,
it.
right? This guy's a funny guy. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, that's fine. I like cooking. That's okay.
Yeah. I definitely can't get behind this, because actually I did try to cook. I tried to cook ribs, asparagus, and mashed potatoes for a girlfriend in my 20s. And she lightly roasted me. She was like,
Yeah, this ain't it.
yeah, she's like, this. But she was like trying to do it in like a jokey way where I'm like, I was invested in this. Like my emotions were in this. And she was like, yeah, that's like really weird. Like laughing. I didn't cook for anyone for years. I didn't cook for any partners for years because of that. And I didn't realize it until like a lot later. I was like, oh, I like have an anxiety about cooking for people because of this incident. So I get it. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to. And it does seem personal, especially you got a PowerPoint presentation going through each dish and critiquing it from this random dude, I guess your boyfriend.
And he's been building up to this.
He has so much thoughts about
I've been taking notes.
You like after every meal, you see him go off to the office, and you're like, "Where is he going?" And you see him like, he's like, "Nothing." But he's been ready for this. He's been doing this for a month, probably.
You just like think he's on his phone, not paying attention, but he's just been typing.
Yeah.
Okay, so PowerPoint.
Taking, you hear pictures on.
More salt, less sass. Yeah. That's good.
He's like, "I'll go kill her with this one."
She was so angry at me that day.
Yeah.
Oh, if they decide to stay together, she should do a PowerPoint and rate his meals because he's not making any. And it just be a black screen. Yeah. It's not even a PowerPoint. It's just a black screen.
No image found.
Meal no one. Image found. Meal 1 does not exist. Meal 2. NA meal 3.
Dreaming about it.
But I do want to advocate for him a little bit as another person who makes bad jokes that can go the wrong way. He doesn't have to be a bad guy. He could have made a mistake.
I think it's the meaning. It's like the underlying meaning of it. Like that's like the whole thing of like, you cook for me. And like, instead of being grateful, it's I can critique you to a very harsh extent.
Yeah. Like
this joke was so thought out, right? You had so many chances to be like, is she going to get upset at this? Like, is this too far? You know?
I totally understand that. But sometimes as a person who's I haven't went this far, but I'll think of a joke. I'm like, this is hilarious. I think this is so funny. And I'll run with that. I'm like, I won't even think of any consequences. I'm like, I'm getting so far into this that there's no way I'm not going to do this. And it ends bad. I'm like, oh, I should have thought about this. And that is a possibility that could have happened with him. He's like, you know, it'd be funny. It's like, let me just rib her a little bit with a little. And it's funny because it's a PowerPoint. Like, oh, he went this far. He made a PowerPoint. And then he didn't think about like what it was actually doing. So I wouldn't throw away the whole relationship just because of that. Maybe if there's other signs too, then maybe. And this could be a sign to get out of it.
It was just a bad joke.
Yeah, give him a chance.
Multiple bad jokes.
The only other thing though is usually when people have these type of scenarios, they're like, it is just like one bad thing. They're great. She didn't say that. That also makes me nervous. They're like, they're great everywhere else.
Yeah, she didn't say that. She does. They usually do say that.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so top comment. I had a boyfriend in college who was a really nice guy, but his mom did his laundry. Not let him use her machines, but actually did his laundry for him while she cooked him dinner. One time, he said to me, if we get married, you'll have to do all the ironing because I don't know how. I replied in a deadpan voice, I'll teach you. Needless to say, he didn't like that. I was thinking, dude, I don't iron my own clothes. What makes you think I'm going to iron yours? Right. If you're bright enough to make it to college, you can figure out how to iron something. It's not rocket science. So, update. Hey, Reddit. So it's been a wild ride since I posted my original story about my now ex-boyfriend's infamous PowerPoint presentation critiquing my cooking.
How long? A month?
2 days.
2 days.
Okay.
Not even the same.
The original story is from like 3 days ago.
Okay.
And this one's from 1 day ago.
Okay.
Spicy.
I can't thank you enough for all the support, laughs, and even the outrage on my behalf. Buckle up because here's the follow-up you didn't know you needed.
Oh no,
I'm excited.
I'm scared.
After reading your comments and taking some time to process what happened, I decided that our relationship needed a serious talk. I sat him down to discuss how his presentation came across as not just unfunny, but pretty disrespectful. You know, typical mature relationship stuff. Well, what does he do? He smirks and goes, oh, I was prepared for this.
Oh my God.
No, this isn't good.
He actually grabs his laptop, connects it to the TV, and presents me with another PowerPoint titled, How to Take a Joke, a Comprehensive Guide.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
Out of there.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Yes,
Uppercut that,
folks.
man.
He made a whole slideshow explaining why I needed to learn how to chill out and appreciate humor. Slide 1 featured a meme of a clown putting on makeup with my name plastered over it. Slide 2, a bullet point list titled, Why Your Overreaction is Hilarious. Slide 3 was titled, How I'm Clearly the Comedian in This Relationship. At this point, I was too stunned to speak, but then he pulled out slide number 6. Things you can do while not cooking because you're mad. The audacity, right? It was as if he really thought he'd win me over with his next level presentation. Spoiler alert, he didn't. So I did what any rational PowerPoint loving person would do. I made my own. I stayed up all night crafting a presentation called Why It's Time to Move On, a farewell guide. It had everything. Flow charts mapping his incompetence in the kitchen, pie charts illustrating my happiness before and after the great presentation debacle, and my personal favorite, slide 9, a gif of Gordon Ramsay yelling, "Get out!" This morning, I sat him down and I went through my PowerPoint with the same energy he'd given me. His reaction was priceless. He started with the same smirk, but lost it somewhere around slide 4. Top 10 reasons you're moving out today. By the time I got to the resources for finding your own apartment slide, he was packing a bag. Now, before anyone worries, yes, he did actually leave. And no, I didn't even have to threaten him with slide number 12, which was just a photo of me blocking the Wi-Fi router. So yeah, we broke up and I'm single, happy, and cooking meals for myself without any critique except my cat's judgmental stare. And to those who said I should make a breakup PowerPoint, just know your wish has been fulfilled. I still can't believe how all this went down over the course of one single weekend, but I now feel pretty good about myself. Thanks for all of your comments and support. P.S. Oh, and fun fact, some of you are right. He's actually a business consultant, so making PowerPoint presentations is quite literally his day job. I guess he took bringing work home to a whole new, unwelcome level.
Did he not learn from the first PowerPoint?
Share the PowerPoint. I need to see the PowerPoint. I need to see her breakup PowerPoint.
I hope there was a slide in there about food.
Jokes on him, no.
Yeah, top comment says this might have been a how much can I get away with before they break up scenario. Like how far can he go before she says something?
It's hard to he could be actually this stupid, but
yeah.
It seems like it would be hard to
way.
be this stupid to actually think a second PowerPoint is the answer. That's wild.
A PowerPoint saying how to take a joke.
That's wild.
About something that was not a joke.
I almost punched him.
And that wasn't funny in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just because of the original underlying joke of the first PowerPoint, it was in poor taste no matter what. And then, I think maybe there could have been a way that you could have done it in a funny way. Like OP was even mentioning in the beginning how it was funny at first, just him mentioning it, but then him actually pulling out a slideshow. And then like each point was like actually very nitpicky and kind of backhanded. It wasn't really funny at all. It was just complaining.
Yeah.
Passive aggressive.
I didn't really think it was funny in the first place. And I'm happy OP broke up with him because it seemed like he was really negative anyway. So.
Yeah,
he was.
Because you can make
it
funny as like you make a broad joke at the beginning and then just make like lovey things in the rest of the PowerPoint. So it's like, I started him like going, and then I'm just kidding. I love you and thank you for the food. Thank you for dinner.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to flip it around.
100%.
So many
that could have been the second one could have been like, I'm sorry, presentation for doing that.
Yeah.
But he missed his opportunity.
Oh, well,
it's not even like he doubled down either. It was like worse than a double down. Like he was like cemented in what he believed. How does one do that?
So do you think he's serious? Because he only stopped smirking once she got to the slide about how you're leaving today. Because isn't that what you guys were discussing earlier of like, was it intentional? Was he trying to get on her nerves to see how much she would take? Or was he really just thinking the whole time it was just a joke and she'd be fine with it?
I don't know what he's thinking, because it's either like what people are saying is that he was trying to break up with her in this perfect way to do it, or he has no like awareness of a relationship or what she's feeling or what she's thinking. either one is bad.
Yeah. I think it's no way after the first PowerPoint that he could have thought that it was still joking anymore.
Right.
After she established, I hate this. This is not okay. Why would you go make another one? Unless
it's an apology one.
Period.
Especially after like setting a boundary.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Yeah. Like just that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how does one just ignore that? Like, if your partner tells you something they don't like, it's not like a habit or anything. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm like, I don't think it had to have been malicious at this point, because ain't no way you could just be that dumb to be like, oh, someone clearly told me they don't like something, I'm gonna do it again.
But he sounds like one of those like wannabe comedians, like the comedians who there's already comedians like a joke is a joke, just take a joke.
Yeah.
But then there's wannabe comedians
Andrew
who like
Schultz.
have exactly. But there's wannabe comedians who don't even have any talent, and they're still like, a joke's a joke. You're like, first of all, you're bad at doing jokes.
Yeah.
And it's not a joke. It's like awful what you're doing too. And they're like, well, if you should just learn how to take a joke. There's people like that. And you're like, no, there are jokes that you go too far and people don't like it. And that's okay. You can apologize for that. And some people are like, no, a joke's a joke. That's all it is. You're sensitive if you think anything other than that. So
even if I was sensitive, you hurt my feelings.
yeah.
Now what?
And especially if you're a partner in this relationship, like that should be important to you. It should be more important than you being right about this joke being funny.
Am I the asshole for telling my mom it wasn't cute or funny to dress me as a hot dog instead of a princess? So there was this new Target commercial going around where a little girl dresses as a hot dog, and it came on while my family was watching a scary movie. I, 20 female, am home from college for the weekend, and I brought my boyfriend. And my mother, 57 female, decided it would be hilarious to mention that she made me a hot dog costume as a kid. Except the way she told the story was as if it was my request. She said that all the girls wanted to be Disney princesses, but I had asked to be a hot dog, and so she had gone out of her way to make me that costume. This is not what happened, and I said as much. What actually happened is that I wanted to be Snow White and had told everyone, including the teachers, that I was going to be Snow White. I was obsessed with that movie as a kid to the point where I would actually get invested in doing chores because I was cleaning up just like Snow White. My dad and I would watch the movie all the time, and I was very excited to be Snow White for Halloween, especially because my ballet studio was doing a special princess dance for Halloween, and we all signed up for special princess slots. And I'd shown up early with my dad that week, the week before, so I could get to be Snow White. My mom decided that she wanted to be quirky and that Snow White was a bad role model after I got in trouble for trying to cook dinner for my family. I was about 8 and I tried to make hot dogs, like how she made food for the dwarves in the movie, and I made a mess. My mom surprised me on that day with this crappy hot dog suit and told me if I didn't wear it, then she'd never let me watch Snow White again. She took a million pictures, the other girls teased me for months, and it was the most humiliating moments of my childhood. I told the real story and mentioned that I got through the day by pretending that she was the evil queen, making me dress in rags. But the rags happened to be a garbage meat costume. She got really quiet after that. And after we left, my brother said she was crying and looking at the pictures from that Halloween. I didn't want to make my mom cry, but it's a shitty memory for me, and it felt like she was trying to humiliate me all over again in front of my boyfriend. Am I the asshole?
What stood out the most to me in that story is how certain things from your childhood can travel with you all the way to adulthood. She's been holding on to that for so long. It's like, oh, girl.
It reminds me of things, we've talked about this before, I think, where, you know, there are some things that your parents can do to you that they are going to forget.
Yeah.
But it's going to, like you said, it's going to be that core thing that you remember where you're like, my mom hurt me in this way, unintentionally or intentionally. But I don't know. I think it is kind of weird that she did it as a punishment for her trying to learn how to cook. And so she made a mess because she was 8 years old. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
That was super weird. That's actually very weird.
Feels very wrong.
Yeah.
And it's messed up because you know that it wasn't that big of a deal to her in her head because she's rewrote it in her mind. And she's like, oh, she begged to be a hot dog. That girl ain't begged to be no hot
How
dog.
would I beg to be a hot dog?
And the fact that it was an only princess like dance.
Yeah.
So they're all princesses and she showed up in a hot dog suit. And like her mom is like laughing at her and it's
and then forcefully making her wear it.
Yeah.
If you don't wear this, we're never watching Snow White again. Ultimatum? Hold on.
Brandon hates those.
He does not like those. He gets very mad.
Ultimatums
about
hate to
those.
see Brandon come in.
Because I hate them. If ultimatums was the person we run in the fate, yeah, don't put an ultimatum on your child like that.
If ultimatums had no haters, Brandon was dead.
I'm up there with God, just chilling. But ultimatum got to be a person because I'm still kicking. I have a purpose in this life, and it's to run a fate with ultimatum, the person. So
No,
if your
that is
name's
wrong.
ultimatum, comment below if your name's ultimatum. I would like to see you.
An ultimatum for a kid too of not getting to watch their favorite movie.
Not getting to watch your favorite movie over something that was harmless
It's like
and
torture. That's weird.
it's torture for trying to do good.
Because there's better ways to like let her know, hey, I know you want to cook like Snow White, but you shouldn't do this.
Which I'm like, maybe I don't remember Snow White because she's picking up parts of the story that I don't remember, like the chores and the cooking.
You know, she was in there with the
I guess
dwarves
she
cleaning
was.
up after them. and
Cinderella,
stuff.
I'm like, chick was doing chores. Cinderella
Yeah,
was
Cinderella.
doing chores. I knew
Look.
that about her.
Hard working woman.
But Snow White, I didn't know she had it like that. That's crazy. I'm sorry, Snow.
Yeah. So interesting story. It is weird how the mom remembered it incorrectly and then like retold the story and the daughter had to be like, no, no, you actually really humiliated me. So my mom's like horrible. So anyway, you guys like him or? 'Cause
I mean,
the
that's
boyfriend
normal.
came.
Like my mom doesn't remember stuff, and I don't get as mad, but my sister gets mad about it when you're like, "Remember this?" And my sister has a great memory. She was like, "No, it happened like this." And my mom was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And my sister gets pissed.
But I think it's different with this because she had to known why. Like she made the ultimatum for it to happen. There's no way that she could have been.
No, you can't. Your memory can do that. You can literally like
alter events in your mind.
100%. Like you can literally like, I don't remember that at all.
Like, have you ever watched the show Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
no spoilers.
No spoilers.
3 out of 4 people, but
I've been trying to get on it too.
I haven't seen it.
It's in the title. It's an interview with a vampire. But as he's recalling the events, he realizes like, oh, maybe I don't remember it this way.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's it. Without saying anything else.
Yeah, because our memories are very known to be unreliable.
Yeah. And then I think a lot of people, they tend to try to make themselves be
Less bad.
Yeah, great people in their head.
Yeah.
Oh, my other question. The dad? Where was the dad after that?
He had nothing to do with it.
she hasn't mentioned that. Did she mention the dad at all?
She was like, me and my dad used to watch it all the time. So, and then she said that she told everybody that she wanted to be Snow White. So I wonder I don't know necessarily what the family relationship is, but what the dad thought seeing her in the hot dog costume.
Like your mom said it, so I guess we're doing it.
Because I wonder how whatever parent brought them there, like, well, I guess it was the mom and she didn't care, but I feel like I would be a little embarrassed as a parent if I showed up to a princess like ball.
Right. I would.
Yeah.
And my daughter is the only one, or my child is the only one that's not dressed properly. And I'm like, oh, this is my fault. I feel bad because now she might get, bullied by other kids, which she did.
Yeah.
People were making fun of her. So
Catch up on my
'Cause
face.
it's different in like certain contexts. It's like, oh, y'all are so cute.
That was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
I like that. I'll give y'all that one.
Thank you.
But anyway, it's different in certain contexts. Like, let's say she wanted to dress up as like a princess that's gone bad or something, and wear like a black dress instead of a pink dress or something. That's different. But a whole hot dog.
Yeah, a whole hot dog is crazy.
That's so far off the spectrum.
House of theme.
Yeah.
At a princess theme. That is, yeah, because it's not just, when I first heard the story, I was thinking it was more of the kid wanted to be this, but the adult was like, you're just going to be whatever I want you to be. And you're a hot dog. I thought it was that. And I'm like, that's usually differences in generations. Because I feel like kids now have more agency. Like, I want to be this. And the parents are like, okay, you're going to be that. And when we were younger, they're like, I got you this costume, put this thing on. You don't get to pick what you want to be. I got you a Batman thing. They just throw it at you. You put it on. You're like, okay, I guess I'm Batman. Like,
oh yeah.
I didn't feel like when I was a kid, and even when we did get to do costumes, because that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to choose. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's just an old school thing where like, you don't get to choose what you are. You get whatever money I could afford, and that's what you get. But this is way worse than that. This is a deliberate thing that's kind of crazy.
Very diabolical.
Yeah.
You brought it up with you being like the parent in that situation, like seeing all the other girls with like princess stuff on, and then I don't see like how she thought it through too, because kids are ruthless.
Yeah.
She actively put her child in a position to be bullied. It wasn't just like a you know, there's some punishments where it's like, okay, you got to kind of learn. Like, there's going to be embarrassment if you make the wrong choices. But that didn't call for that.
And they knew ahead of time. She literally signed up to be Snow White.
Yeah.
And
She's
then
been
at the last
talking
second,
about it for weeks.
Yeah.
She set her own daughter up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your mom's weird for that, to be honest, a little bit.
Super weird.
Yeah.
You're not. She deserved it.
Yeah.
She deserved to get told about herself. That's what she needed.
She deserved
Hope she
to get-
changed.
or at least pretended to. Like
Like
this
this
next
next
story.
story.
Alley-oop. Am I the asshole for pretending I didn't know my ex?
No.
That's your right.
I have no exes.
That's your right.
That was good.
And
That
if
was
they came
good.
up to me, I wouldn't know him.
Don't know.
I do not know
Sorry
this
to
man.
this
I was
man.
gonna say, sorry to this
Sorry
man.
to this man.
Am I the asshole for pretending I didn't know my ex? I, 29 female, was in a secret relationship with Shane, 27 male, for 2 years. This relationship was a normal relationship, except nobody knew about it. Because I'm a bigger girl and I've never been in a relationship, I didn't push the issue. After 2 years of Shane living with me, I came home to all of his belongings gone. I tried to call him, but he blocked my number and blocked me on Snapchat. He completely ghosted me. I found out through a mutual friend that he was in a public relationship with a woman named Jess. It hurt, but I couldn't change anything, so I just accepted it. 3 weeks ago, a year after he ghosted me, I heard he was supposed to marry Jess, but he caught her cheating. I also heard that his grandfather passed away last month. Last night, I ran into him at the grocery store. He walked up to me and he said, "Hey, how have you been?" I looked at him funny and I said, "I'm sorry, do I know you?" He was stunned. After a second, I walked past him and continued on my way. I told a mutual friend who said that I was being cruel and mean for what I did because he's going through a tough time. That friend doesn't know about the secret relationship. Am I the asshole? And then there's adding details. And
Wait,
No.
how do you not? Wait, why does a friend think they're being cruel if they don't know about the secret?
because he just
the
ended the
granddad
relationship
died.
and his granddad died.
Oh,
Granddad's
And-
die every day, B.
Crazy. She said, "Ann?"
People die. They ain't
They
never died
old.
before.
they old.
He was a homosexual. He was probably one of those dudes that was homeless, needed a place to stay.
How do you have a secret relationship and you live with the person? That's
It's not
wild.
public.
But you're in a public relationship with someone else, and they're like, "Where do you live?" And you're like, "Oh, we probably do the roommate thing." Yeah,
I
it's just
think
my
he might have
roommate.
called it though, Jill.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he found a new place to live, he was like,
He's like, all right.
"Bye."
Just moved
No.
out, and blocked on everything.
And I feel so sorry for her because, like, amongst bigger women, some people do feel like they have to settle and stuff. I'm like, girl, don't settle for
Don't
him.
settle.
He don't deserve you, sis. Like, love yourself a little bit more. Know that you deserve better. Because for 2 years to be kept a secret, you didn't wake up on like week 2 or 3 and be like, okay, other people need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Well, it's her first relationship, and
True.
she's and what was she, 27? When
29, I think.
29. So yeah,
29.
later in her life, first relationship, probably very insecure.
Yeah.
You could see how you're like, well, this is
Yeah.
what I deserve. I haven't been in a relationship, so I deserve this. You don't. That's not true. But I can see how you get stuck in this.
Yeah.
At least I get the benefits of being in a relationship, even if it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Sadly.
So
It sucks. But I'm glad you got back. That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can always say, I don't know you to my ex.
Mm-hmm.
it's not like you said anything mean. You just said,
Yeah.
I don't know
Do
who
I
you
know
are.
you?
Rest
don't
in
think-
peace, Pawpaw.
I think you're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
No, that's like a Twitter interaction right there. Excuse, do I know you? Rest in peace, Papa.
Dang, why the grandpa got a catch straight? Grandpa had nothing to do with this.
He was a good man, though. Your grandpa.
Yeah.
Maybe he probably taught him how to be a homosexual.
Yep.
He's like, this is how you gotta treat these women these days. You live in their house and then you
Need a
move
place
out.
to stay. This is what you do.
Yeah.
So what you do is you laid on them. You laid down on them, right? They gonna let you sleep there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. And they give you your tax returns.
Okay, so update. I just wanted to add some details. The friends in my friend group know that me and Shane no longer speak and that we dislike each other. I haven't told them the truth because they wouldn't believe me. Shane is very attractive and I'm fat. Also, I'm pretty embarrassed about falling for it and being so desperate for affection that I just accepted how I was treated. I feel kind of bad because in my anger, I forgot what he was going through. He was really close to his grandpa.
And I
Rest in
don't
peace,
care
Papa.
about it. Yeah.
Like,
That ain't got nothing
whoa.
to do with you, girl.
Another update. He sent me a friend request on Facebook and I blocked him.
Yeah.
Another update. Thank you for all the comments and support. Shane contacted my older sister asking about me. My sister is the only person who knew about our secret relationship, and she took me to the hospital when I had a miscarriage, and I had to come clean on how I was pregnant.
Oh.
My sister let me have it. She called him every nasty name she could think of. I love her for that. She wants me to get a restraining order, but even though he's 6'4", I can take him if he tries anything.
Okay.
Shane has tried to reach out via text, Snapchat, and Instagram. I blocked him on everything.
Mm-hmm.
One of our friends sent me a text conversation between him and Shane, where Shane said, I wish I had never moved out of that Wales apartment. It was so much better than living at my fucking dad's again. So I'm guessing he needs a place to stay. Not my problem. I'm thankful for all the friends defending me, though. I start therapy on Monday. I didn't
Yes.
realize how bad I was until I was asked to name a positive quality about myself, and I couldn't.
There you go.
I feel like constantly getting nasty messages on dating sites has broken me. I'm hoping the therapist can help. I'm not sure why everyone is concerned about my 1 meal a week diet. Huh?
Wait.
Especially since it's working. But I go to the doctor Tuesday. I'm not planning on dating again, but I appreciate all the advice. I refuse to put myself through this sort of pain. I'll update if anything else happens. Thank you all so much.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Wait,
going on.
That's a lot. Definitely concerned about the
One
one
meal.
meal.
The
Yeah.
1 meal a week diet.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So
That's
proud of
not
her
good.
for going to therapy.
Yeah.
You know,
And hopefully therapy will help you with that one
One
meal.
week
Because
every
that's
diet.
not normal.
That's not
get what you need, sis.
safe.
Yeah.
Please eat. Please have some nutrients in your body.
Yes.
The call that Shane is a hobosexual.
Hobo.
Yes, you did.
Hobosexual.
You did.
Yeah.
She called it early.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you rooting for me?
Yeah.
He is rooting for you. And Papa.
And
Papa.
Papa, man.
Rest in
Rest in
peace,
peace,
Papa.
Papa, man. But I think the therapy will help.
Yeah.
If
Yes,
you
yes,
can't
yes.
say something positive about yourself, you need to like talk to someone and they will help reveal things that everyone has good qualities about themselves. Everyone should love themselves. So
Yes.
definitely work through that.
Yeah. Sure.
Like give yourself some compassion and grace
Mm-hmm.
because it's a normal human thing to want that affection and stuff that you were receiving from the homosexual when you were, misled.
And I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry that was your first experience to the point where you're like, I'm not dating anymore. Hopefully good things come to you where you do find someone that you want to be with and you are willing to date again. But I don't think it's wrong to want to work on yourself. But you can work on yourself while you're single, and you can also work on yourself when you're dating somebody. But yeah, just the fact that was her first experience, I'm like, dang,
she had a miscarriage too.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm assuming he probably wasn't very supportive through that either. So
yeah, I doubt it.
The fact that she had to go with her sister.
Therapy's gonna do it great.
Yeah.
And good of you also for sticking up and not answering his many texts.
Blocking him.
It is very easy when you only have this one example to fall back into it because you're like, it was bad, but at least it was better than being alone. Like that's so brave of you, so strong of you to actually stick up and like, you know what, I'm not answering it. Because a lot of people will fold for that. And that's a positive. You can say that. You're strong, girl.
And that was like pre-therapy, right? Before she said,
So I don't think you realize that, but I think you're in a good place.
You are.
Yeah. You working on your mental, you working on your physical. Just continue to maintain and do what's best for yourself to improve where you want to improve at.
This next story is, am I the asshole for being angry that my roommate was sleeping under my bed for months without telling me?
Wait, what?
Okay.
Was sleeping under your bed?
Yes.
Oh no,
This one is a little bit disturbing.
Oh, I'm scared.
Wait, what does that mean?
I'm really scared.
That's a lot of disturbing.
I, 24 male, have lived with my roommate Carl, 24 male, for 2 years.
Carl, welcome
he strikes
back.
again.
Carl's back.
Where's the spray?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, we lost the spray?
It might be at your house still. A few months into rooming with him, he told me that he was pansexual. And I said, okay, cool. I'm not interested in that personal information, nor am I judgmental. And I said, all right. A few times over the last year, he asked me if I had ever considered experimenting with other men. I said, nope.
Nope, that's it.
Also, I said I didn't feel comfortable with him asking me such a personal question. It's not like we're close friends. We are only roommates by happenstance, basically. Anyway, every time I said this, he basically said, we'll see. And I was like, what?
Oh my God, no, you can't say that.
No.
Anyways, last night I had a horrifying experience. I heard a noise under my bed. It was movement. At first I thought I was imagining things, but then I heard it again. I thought, oh God, is it a mouse or a rat or some shit? My God, this was like 3 a.m. So I got out of bed and I looked under with my phone flashlight. Now this here was the most startling moment of my life. I guess I'm lucky because I have never before felt this true terror and fear as a physical sensation, but I was completely jolted. There under my bed was my roommate staring wide-eyed at me, and he screeched when I looked under the bed.
Why are you scared? You knew where you were at.
I literally thought I was having a heart attack. I then just start hearing, sorry. My roommate crawled out from under the bed, crying, apologizing over and over again. I was so creeped out and afraid that I ran out of my apartment in my pajamas. There was a Dunkin' Donuts that was open 24/7 a few blocks away. So I just sat there with a decaf and a breakfast sandwich with my heart thundering away. My roommate kept texting me, asking me to talk, and I ignored it. In the text, he found a way to horrify me even further. He confessed that he had been sleeping underneath my bed a few nights a week for 3 or 4 months.
No.
And that he was doing it to get closer to me and psychically saturate each other. The fuck? I waited for him to go to work and I ran into the apartment, got my essentials, and I left. I'm currently crashing with a buddy. Our lease is up in 1 month. My intention is simply to not renew. This dude is blowing up my phone and I'm getting texts from other people, some friends of mine, and some bozos who are friends with him. He is going around telling people that I shamed him and that I am rejecting his apologies. Some people are claiming I am overreacting and invalidating his feelings. Most people agree he was improper, but think I should work it out with him and give him a
What?
second
What
chance
people?
because he's sensitive. I feel like I'm losing my mind, and I'm seriously 20% convinced I am experiencing a long, lucid dream of some sort and wondering if I'm going to wake up or if I'm in a coma or something because this shit is so insane to me. Like, not really, but maybe really. I mean, what the fuck? So am I the asshole, or is everyone around me a fucking nut?
No,
They're nuts.
Yes,
They're nuts,
absolutely nuts.
Get out. You're getting gaslit by everybody you know right now. You need to leave all those people. That's horrible.
Because it's like, I don't know what he's spinning to them, but you know the truth. And all these signs that you were saying before it even happened of like him like slowly maybe trying to introduce those thoughts to you when you weren't interested in men romantically. And he had to ask you multiple times.
Yeah.
And even when he asked you and you said no, he's like, we'll see. No.
He's been
That's
plotting.
creep
Yeah.
behavior.
That's for sure creep behavior.
That's like, that's a big red flag. That
Yeah.
type of, that answering. Because that's a person who's not going to say no, who's not
Yeah.
going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carl has something mentally wrong with him.
Yeah.
To be sleeping under someone's bed for 3 or 4 months.
Did he tell this to the friends? There's no way.
There's no way
you
he
tell
told
that
this
to
to
the people and they're
everybody.
like, just
So you
accept
can
his
connect.
apology.
Psychically
Psych-
saturate each other.
Yeah,
Saturate.
saturate.
Saturate
He's
each other
under
is
the
wrong.
bed, probably
Just thinking.
masturbating.
Oh,
That is
for
what
sure.
he's
Probably.
doing.
That is what saturation.
That is what he's
That
doing.
is absolutely what's happening.
Especially because there's that, like when you're underneath the bed and like somebody's like on the bed and there's like that little like bump.
Yeah.
Like he's just probably like over
Just
the bump.
over there
just
caressing the bump in the bed.
caressing. Because like
Oh
some
my god! I
beds,
didn't even think about
Yeah.
the bump. Yes.
you know how like some mattresses are
Yeah.
old enough where it'll fall through a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
She's-
horrifying.
Oh no.
It's like he had to thoroughly plan this out. Like, what time did you go into his room and get under
Yeah,
the
because you gotta get in
bed?
there before. You can't
Yeah.
like come in after.
And then did you wait till he got up each morning to come out from under there?
Oh, that's
horrifying.
Like, were you snoring underneath the bed, sleeping? What
Did you not sleep?
What did you do?
dude. I'm
That-
stomping that man when he's coming out. I'm beating
no way.
him up if he's coming. There's no way. 'Cause
Yes.
I can feel the fear. Like just reading it back. I felt like I thought a mouse was in my room, and I just stood stock still in my room for like 40 minutes because I was terrified. I thought human beings out there? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Brandon, you saw the video of Joe scaring me. So I can only imagine somebody under the bed. No.
That is terrifying. You're not crazy. These people around you, I have to feel like this guy is telling a half story.
I think
Oh,
so.
for sure.
I think
He's
so.
probably saying, "Oh, I came onto him and he didn't like it, and now he doesn't want to live with me." I feel it has to be something like that. 'Cause
But
there's
even
no
then-
way. Even if you just one time was under someone, not even over a course of months, just
Yeah.
one time, that's crazy.
Well, he's already making himself the victim. He's already making himself the victim with the whole line about how like he shamed him and then he's like not forgiving him. It's like, dude, you were literally under his bed and then you admitted that you've been under his bed
For
like every other
months.
day for months.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, you're going to feel some shame because it's wrong.
You should be ashamed of that, and I want to shame
And he
you.
doesn't have to forgive you.
And it's also the friends that are just making me so angry, because it's one thing to like, you know, get a half spun story first and then get the other side and be like, oh, okay, connect the dots. But it's the fact that he has proof. The dude literally texted, I've been doing it for about 3 to 4 months, actually.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, oh, can we like kind of, yeah. It's like, no, I have the proof that he was actually doubling down. Like he actually did it. And the friends are like, well, he's sensitive. I don't care. Do you care about him or my safety? Are you my friend? That's crazy.
Well, I'm happy that OP only has like a month left.
Jeez, that went fast.
I think the one thing that I guess is good from this situation is the fact that your lease is ending soon.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
And
Just
also that you have a
month.
friend that you can stay with during this
Yeah.
time. So hopefully you never have to interact with this person ever again, because that is so uncomfortable that I would hope that you would have to never have to react like to be with them like alone if you don't want to be.
Mhm. This is personally why I've never wanted to live with a stranger. I've never wanted to do a Craigslist roommate. That's crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I've only lived with friends because I'm terrified of this exact same thing. You don't know what people be doing.
Mm-mm. Crazy.
Because I remember I got scared by my old roommate where I wasn't opening the door. They were knocking and I was just dead. And then they just opened the door and I just woke up right there and I saw them. I like jumped up. And that was my friend who was just trying to get my attention. I was like, oh my God. So a stranger was in. Oh, my heart's beating right now. This story got me.
I commend him for not like immediately punching under the bed.
Especially because it's like thinking fast is like, okay, well, they're obstructed. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm like,
for real. No, I'm pushing him back in and kicking him as I do it.
Because I know he's walking out backwards. That's why I'm like on his back. I'm like, come on.
Just right literally on his spine. He's like, ah!
Oh, God. I'm like, girl.
You're not going to walk after this.
No, that's good because then he definitely would have got sympathy if you did hit him and beat him up. So that's probably the right decision not to.
Plus, being like frozen is like so real too. Like in a fearful situation, just literally freezing and like.
Because you wouldn't expect that. You would never expect a human to be under your bed.
No, it's someone you know.
Yeah, ever.
Like that's stuff that you see like in scary movies. Like you're like, a crime is about to be committed against me. There's a man underneath my bed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God. And then you're saying that I've known this man for months. This is my roommate. So it's even worse because I have a relationship with this person of some type. And he's been saying creepy stuff to me this whole time. And now he's naked underneath my bed. I don't know if he was naked.
Yeah.
I did add it. Yeah, it was completely me.
Oh, it's like when my coworker found a guy in his house because he left his front door open and a drunk guy just walked into his house and went into a bed. And they're like, what is that? And he's in there, open it up, and the guy's like, oh. And they were like, what? What? You're not supposed to be here. And the guy just runs out. That would be terrifying. My coworker said he was like, I reacted because I was worried about my kids and my family, so I was just like, I don't know what I would do in that situation. To see a strange whole person there.
It's your house now.
Yeah. You live here.
I'm in flight mode.
Bye.
Your friend who had the random guy in his house, and he's like, with what Jill said of like, well, I guess he owns the house now. You're like, I guess you're invited to Thanksgiving dinner like this last story. Am I the asshole for canceling Thanksgiving dinner after my family refused to follow one simple rule?
No. Protect your peace.
For years, I've been the one to host Thanksgiving dinner. I actually love cooking and bringing everyone together. But this year, my youngest child has a medical condition that weakens their immune system. So the doctor advised us to be very cautious about contact with anyone showing symptoms of a cold or a flu. So I made a simple request in our family chat. If anyone felt sick or has cold symptoms, please just skip dinner this year. I didn't think it was a huge ask, just a small precaution for my child's life. But when I brought it up, a few family members got upset. They said they couldn't just miss Thanksgiving over a small cold, and that I was overreacting. Some even joked that if anyone sneezed, I'd throw them out of the house. I tried explaining, but no one seemed to take me seriously. After a lot of back and forth, I decided to cancel Thanksgiving dinner at my place and told them they could gather elsewhere if they wanted to. Now, several family members are angry, saying I went too far and that I ruined Thanksgiving with an absurd rule. Others think I'm punishing everyone just because they didn't follow my demands. Honestly, I was only trying to protect my child, but now I feel guilty. Am I the asshole for canceling dinner instead of risking someone coming sick?
So is Thanksgiving the only can be at her house? No one else can host it?
She usually does, but no, it can be at other people's house.
Yeah. No, you're not the asshole.
Yeah. What's the problem? Right. Y'all can go somewhere else.
And there's so many like autoimmune diseases, diagnoses that could literally a common cold could take this person out. Mm-hmm. And like, this is your child. Do what you got to do to protect your child.
Yeah.
For real. And for them to like take it so lightly is very ignorant of them. Is rude. Is borderline. It is disrespectful. Mm-hmm. It's like she only asking you this one thing, which is not an absurd thing considering the type of times we live in now since post-COVID, people are more like hesitant towards things like that.
Why
so
you
it's
coughing?
like, girl, come on now.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to set whatever boundaries you want.
Exactly. It's your
for
house.
people entering your home. So if you don't want that, you don't have to. You shouldn't feel. Family are always going to make you feel guilty. That's going to be a thing that's going to happen.
You can't please them all.
You cannot.
Yeah, I just. What happened there?
Has Madi been wearing her glasses this whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. They just seem new. Like, they seem different. I was like, what?
They're bigger glasses.
Oh.
They basically look very similar, but like one of them's like a cat eye type thing, and then this one's like square.
Okay. I like it.
But I think I've been wearing these more often because it's just like the first thing I grab in the morning, like, you know, and I put it on because they're like right next to each other, so it's like, oh, I just broke it again.
Oh, no.
Fully, I broke it this time. Fully,
fully broken.
for a stupid joke.
It was good.
I think I'm gonna try and glue it on, but I think this one's gone. This is my third time gluing it back on. I shouldn't have done that. You only hindsight is only 20/20.
It's okay,
Oh
right?
gosh, I've been there.
30 seconds earlier. Ah!
Now you got more freedom.
No, I mean it's risky for me. I feel like it's quiet-ish now, but
Never mind, I heard that. You shifted down into half inch and it's like,
It's that.
it's dead.
I thought it was just hurt. It's like he just broke something.
No,
No,
it's,
it's
dead.
murdered.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving dinner.
It's meltdown.
Yeah, I don't get how everybody's just like, why just this one? Like everybody's like, oh, like, okay, she set a boundary, and if everybody doesn't like the boundary, just move on. Like move to the next house.
But it's family, and they always do it there. They're going to complain. There's no way they're not going to
This made me
complain.
think about the movie Soul Food.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
never mind. I take what I said back.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming to another episode of the Cover Level Podcast. Thank you, Jill, for being on
Jill.
again.
Wait, can we try to sing it fully? I'll feed the lyrics to you guys so
Okay.
we can do it. Through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I gladly risk it all. Come on, y'all. That was it. Book it. Book it. Shaka Khan, baby. I needed that, y'all. That was good.
And with that, we're out of here on a Tuesday afternoon. Let us know when you're watching this. Like and subscribe.
Please.
And hopefully the next time you see me, I'm not holding the mic like this.
And that this screen is fixed.
This screen is big.
You guys don't know anything about that.
myself.
Yeah, specifically the screen.
So if I look terrible,
it's because the screen's not
it's
fixed.
because the screen's not there and I can't see myself.
To the fire.
Through the fire.
To the wall.
Sing us out, y'all.
For a chance to be with you,
Comment below.
I would gladly risk it all.
And make sure you subscribe.
Through the fire,
You will never come
alive.
Yeah.
For a chance to be with you, I go
Sing it, Sam.
all away. I through the fire.